Great rising, YouTube. Great rising, Facebook. Hey, get your mats. Come on for the walk, y'all. Get your chairs. When I say mats, I say how can you walk if you get mats? Whatever you use for this 30 minutes of movement. Because that's basically what it is. I didn't even do our song. I got a minute. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. Get your weights, get your chairs, if you're swinging your feet, stretching on your mat, whatever you're doing. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, so happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Yes. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yes, indeed, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Yeah, I had to clean my conveyor belt because the little puppy had an accident. Child. Anywho, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hey Diane, hey Joan, hey Mary. I saw old Chocolate and Loretta, and I was trying to think. Oh, Charles that came through. I think Paul came through. Trying to think of all the names. Oh, Smith came through. And like that. And like that. And like that. Hey y'all, hey. So, that's what you hear this sticking. I took like a Swiffer wiper and used it, but now I think I'm just gonna have to get some water and go behind it because I don't like this. It's like I'm on a basketball court or something. Anywho, glad y'all here. Glad y'all here. So much to talk about in this little quick time that we got to walk together with my noisy sneakers. This noisy conveyor belt. Maybe it's always been noisy and I'm just noticing it now. But I don't think it's been this noisy. This feels almost like it's sticky. So I think I gotta take some water in a mop. And go over. If you see it, it looks so nice and clean. It's just noisy. Anywho, just mute me. Just mute this whole thing so you won't hear the sneaker thing. Hey, stop saying hi to Canada. Hey, Canada. Whoa, this is Wednesday. Do you know? In a couple more days, is it? It's going to be us going into the 10th month. Walking into the 10th month. How cool is that? Okay? All right. That's exciting and new. That's exciting and new. I tell ya, I'm happy. I'm happy about it. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you all about. So many things, I have to pick one. We ain't got a lot of time. This half-hour walk is so fast. How can you not exercise for a half hour a day? You got 23 hours to do whatever you want to do. It is so small, so insignificant in the scheme of things. But it means so much. It gives so much. It gives so much to your body and everything. Anyway, I want to talk about the Black Renaissance. Y'all can mute, but you probably need to mute if this sneaker thing is really getting to you. I don't think you'll hear it tomorrow. I'm just going to take a mop and go over it. I used a Swiffer to wipe it down. What happened was, I think the dog is getting pissed with his training on the her training on the treadmill. So of course she peed on my treadmill. So I used a Swiffer to clean it up, and it looks great. But the sticky part means that I gotta come back with water and do it, and then I gotta do the bottom of my sneakers so we cannot have so much noise. Anyway, I thought about the Black Renaissance this morning. Oh, 5 minutes walk is already over. I was thinking about the Black Renaissance, a playwright, screenplay writer. And as a playwright, I would take my things, around to different play agencies. We had this Dramatist book where it was all the playwrights, all the producers, all the agents, all of that, all the lies, all the lies, all the lies, all the lies. A book of lies. It didn't pertain to me as an African American. This was people of the religious persuasion that wasn't, even though I was Christian, I was still African American, I was still black. It didn't apply to me. So when I would apply to things under religion, a lot of times I would get back that they don't support that religion. And I was like, oh, thanks for coming through. I was like, what do you mean you say all religious plays? But they said no. It had to either have, you had to have something to do with the Jewish religion. So then I kept getting hit because then I was writing Christian, but then I would just see all these religions and you don't know until you send the screenplay in, or not the screenplay, the play in, and then they write you back and they tell you that's not what they support. So then I started producing stuff myself since I realized I saw through the BS. You're not going to get an agent. You're not. You're not going to get a play group to do your plays. You're not. You can send it in all you want to for contests. And especially, a lot of them are locally, even though they say it's open wide to everyone, it's local to where that theater is or where that contest is. And the people who are going to win that contest come from that area, come from that region, or from that persuasion. So you're not. When I took playwriting at SUNY and at Frederick Douglass, they never told the truth. They always said, oh, you're going to get your plays without the, oh, they're going to, and it's not true. It's called the Great White Way for a reason. And that's what it's about. They already have their playwrights. They already have their people. They already have their pick. And that's how it is. So then I said, well, I'm going to produce my own plays. I'm not getting any more contests. I'm not doing that stuff. This is bull. It's bull. And I can tell any young African American author out there, if you write a play, write it with the mind of producing it yourself, using your family members, using your friends, using your church, using your groups. If you're going to do that, that's how it should be done. Don't listen to all that other, what they say. Oh, you're going to get on this play, the Manhattan Stage Theater, this. I used to go through that dramatist book, and it's all bull. All bull. So, I started producing my own plays. The Henry Street Settlement did a Zora Neale Hurston in reading competition that I got into. And that was just in reading. And basically, it was in one day. The actors and actresses came, met with the director, they went over your play, and then the play was in reading. So, but from that reading, I said, I can produce my own plays. So, I went back to the dramatist book because you have to find your theaters. You have to find the venue who will take you in, how much you have to pay. Sometimes you have to have $2 million of insurance to cover a place to do your production. Sometimes you don't have to have anything. You go to under the umbrella of the place. It's a whole lot of stuff. So, but this is what I want to tell you about. Through it all, every time I would speak to theater directors, theater managers, they would always say to me, there was nothing like the Black Renaissance. Oh, they had the best, when I would sit down and talk to them about my plays. Oh, the best playwrights came from the Black Renaissance. Oh, these are all Caucasians. Oh, the best writers ever came from the Black Renaissance. So I'm like, well, they're all dead now. You mean to tell me no one has come through with that kind of talent, writing talent, since the Black Renaissance? Are you really freaking kidding me? So that really started pissing me off. Because that's when the doors started closing. They would literally say, oh, the Black Renaissance, it was wonderful. Oh, you're a black woman, you write no, well, it's over now. That's what they're saying. The Black Renaissance is over now, so you had your time. So it made me start looking into the Black Renaissance. And I did notice that Zora Neale Hurston wasn't in the Black Renaissance. She had touched bases with them a little bit, but then for her, when she got accused of plagiarism, which was a whole bunch of bull, okay, alright, the same way they did Helen Keller, a bunch of bull. These white men, when they feel like it, they go after you viciously. And especially back in that day to stop women. Anyway, please, make you want to throw up in your damn mouth. So, I started chatting. I said, well, Zora Neale Hurston, she was in a little bit, and then she got out. And then, it made me think of George Schuyler. Now, he author, columnist, and the book I remember him for is Black No More, a satire, which is so funny, like scream funny. And I've tried to get like the black comedians, I've tried to contact them, say, hey, why don't you read Black No More? Why don't you think about making that into a play? Or why don't you think about making that into a movie? It is funny. And then I realized that these comedians and stuff like that, if it ain't a script placed in front of them, they ain't reading it. They ain't reading it. They don't read those books. They don't read black authors. Come on. So, I just wish they would. If anything, they did Black No More. I see, who is it, J.B. Smoove. I've contacted Kevin Hart. I could see Chappelle. It is just funny as heck. Anyway, he was not accepted in the Black Renaissance. What Langston Hughes and the others said about George Seiler was that he wakes up in the morning, reads the paper, and if everyone is going one way, he'll go the other. So, but still that wasn't enough for me. And now I know the Black Renaissance started at the 135th Street Harlem YMCA, which I used to go to after school when I lived with my aunt in Harlem. That was my hangout after school. You get out of school, you go to the Y. Oh, it's almost out of break time. Yes. Whew, we are halfway through the walk. It is so fast and so easy. Hey, Patty, thanks for coming on the walk. Hey, Patty, how you doing? Let's get that walk. I'm sorry for this noise, y'all. I am sorry for this noise. Like I said, I will take a mop to this right after we finish the walk, but it's not going to stop us from walking. Let's wrap this up. 15 minutes. Snappy, snappy, snappy. So, they didn't want George Seiler in the Black Panther, and I still couldn't put it together. I couldn't put it together. Why? He's a man, he's a black man. I know a lot of the writers live down, and George lived up on Sugar Hill. It's funny, George Seiler married this Southern belle. And it had to be love. And he took her from her family in the South, Southern Belle, they lynched him. They were lynched him, he stayed on, and brought her up to New York. And he was doing quite well by then. So they wound up on Sugar Hill, Money Hill. That's like, I think CUNY or SUNY is up there. If you go to, 135th Street to St. Nicholas, it's a cutoff. Then there's this big park. And then if you go up, I fell on that park, that hill so many times. I still got the marks and bruises from going up and sliding down. And when you get up there, it's a whole different thing, these tall buildings and stuff like that. Like I said now, SUNY or CUNY, that's there. But they call that Money Hill. That's where the rich blacks used to live. African Americans, they used to live up there in the big fancy brownstones. And they had one child, and the Southern Belle White refused to have their daughter classified with other African Americans. So instantly, when the child was born, she was vegan. Vegan because the mother believed there was a meat and stuff like that dumbed down us, and because she had George's blood. So also, she was not just a pianist. She was like a classical, sought after pianist. She died. George's daughter died. She was, I think, well into her 30s. But she was so well trained as a classical pianist, she used to fly around and do concerts. And in one of her flyings, the plane crashed and she died. And then the mother committed suicide. So George had a tragic life, but he couldn't get into, he wasn't considered part of the Black Renaissance. That's why that wonderfully funny, excellent book called Black No More is where it is. It would get more play if he was allowed in the Renaissance. So, let's do some fingers while I talk. So I'm thinking to myself, what is this about this Black Renaissance? No, I mean, the only people that America considers to be artists came up through the Renaissance, and anybody after it, it's like nothing like, that was it. Langston Hughes, George Weldon, all those people, they were the Renaissance, and when they died, black talent, African American talent left. After the Renaissance author's death, America said, well, black people, y'all ain't got a whole lot of talent. We'll pick August Wilson. He was the flavor of years to come on Broadway. Very few could get through. Now, African American music could get through, African American dance could get through, but long story. Anywho, it still often bothered me. So years later, I'm remembering, the Black Renaissance, 145th Street. And then, like a light bulb, it dawns on me when I was listening to the song YMCA. And I'm reminded, I didn't know that was a song, a gay song. I always thought of it as a wedding song, because they always played it at weddings. I mean, when it first came out, I liked it, but then it became a wedding song. So, I was like, oh yeah. And my mind goes, yeah, 135th Street. I used to go there after school. Yeah, that's the why of the Black Renaissance. So now I'm listening to the YMCA a little closer. And I'm saying, wow, that is LGBTQ in the alphabets. I was like, wow. I was like, didn't all the books I read about Langston Hughes, Weldon, all about the Black Renaissance, didn't they say they all lived and commuted from that YMCA on 135th Street? And then I was like, they're freaking gay. They were all gay. Not saying gay is bad, but they were all gay. They called it the Black Renaissance, but it should have been the Black Gay Renaissance. That's why Zora couldn't get in. That's why Neil Hershey couldn't get in. J. California Cooper couldn't get in. That's why George Schuyler couldn't get in. And quite a few others, they couldn't get in. Because they weren't gay. But you kept calling it the Black Renaissance. And then you're looking at me and you're saying, oh yeah, the best playwrights, the best authors ever came through the Black Renaissance. Do you know how angry I was when I put that all together? You mean to tell me in the whole... Because who else was... I mean, it was a lot. Randolph. There were so many. Dorothy West. There were so many. And I kept saying, why couldn't they make it into the Black Renaissance? They were black authors. Why couldn't they get in? Well, they couldn't get in because they weren't gay. So when I was going around promoting my plays, trying to get into theaters, even to produce myself, these Caucasian directors and stuff was looking at me saying, you're not gay. You're not gay. Can you believe that? Yep. So that's what they kept telling me when they had said, oh, there's no writers like the Black Renaissance. Oh, I mean, New York theater groups, the theater directors. Oh, every time they would see me. Oh, I went to the Manhattan Theater Club talking to them. Oh, the best writer what came through the Black Renaissance. Oh, it was so great. And I'm saying to myself, well, they're dead, I'm alive. And I said to a few of them, okay, yeah. But talent, black talent, African American talent didn't die when they died. We're still freaking talented people. There's still freaking talented people out here. They was telling me I wasn't gay. So that's why I wasn't getting in. I'm so glad years later I put it all together. Baby now. Because if I'd have put it together then, I'd have been hotter than fish grease. The best, yeah, the best and the best writers ever. The best, the best is the Black Renaissance. I'm like, yeah, but there was writers that weren't included. No, they were the best. They were the top. There's all this Caucasian. All over Westchester, all over New York City when I ran around my little scripts trying to do my thing, even my own producing, even when I'm paying for your theater, you're still telling me I ain't nothing because I ain't come through the Black Renaissance. Because I didn't come through the Black Renaissance. Just to find out the Black Renaissance were gays. LGBTQ and letters. And if you weren't that, then you didn't get in. So though I feel like crap, can you imagine? And J. California Cooper is an excellent writer. And it was like, she came along the lines of when the Black Renaissance. But she got married and she had a kid. She wasn't gay. I said, y'all just, what can you come and say it? What can you just come and say? The gays from the 50s and 60s, they were able to get into theater, to get into the arts, to get into the music. They were able to get their stuff published because, see, the white philanthropists, they were looking for struggling blacks to use their philanthropy money on. So, the white gays contacted the money people that hooked up with the black gays, and they call it the Renaissance, and since then have been telling writers that there has not been good, decent writers since the black gay writers Renaissance of the 50s and 60s. If not 40s, 50s and 60s. Let's do 15. Tuck in your elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and one for good luck. Yeah. People like, oh, it's such a gay agenda. It doesn't, okay. Trust me, I was stopped in the theater world from dead gay people from the black gay Renaissance. Okay? Alright? From the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And you just talking about, oh, it's gay all over the place. Hey, you can't do this and you you just getting it? Tuck in your elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. One for good luck. How do you think I felt? Finding out that, oh, my passion for writing and all this play they talking about, they never told me, if you ain't gay, stay away. I would have never went into it. It was a creative explosion, but I would have known I wasn't going to get anywhere because I don't have an important part that would allow me to fit into that theater world. And that's the fact that I'm not gay. And the door slammed. Like I said, they have August Whisper, and I don't know whether he's gay or not. They got their one colored person. So, hey! We did it, y'all. We did it.
Thank you for the company.
Yes.
I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking.
Yes.
Thank you for the company.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, YouTube. I love you. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.